Fellow Malaysians, I write to you with great concern and a heavy heart after learning that our current Prime Minister, Anwar Ibrahim, has chosen to attend the celebrations in Beijing at the invitation of the Chinese Communist Party, CCP. They call it a commemoration of victory in the war of resistance against Japanese aggression. But let us be clear. It is not the CCP that deserves this honor. Let us recall the true history of that terrible conflict, the Second Sino-Japanese War from 1937 to 1945. In those years, China was invaded, its cities burned, and its people slaughtered by the Japanese. Who stood in the path of this aggression? It was not Mao Zedong and his communists hiding in the hills of Yan'an. It was the Nationalist Government under the Generalissimo Chiang Kai-shek, the Republic of China, that carried the burden of resistance. The Nationalist Army fought the great battles of Shanghai, Nanjing, Wuhan, and Changsha. Their soldiers shed their blood in defense of their nation, and their civilians endured unspeakable suffering under Japanese occupation. Millions perished, and yet the nationalist flag continued to fly. This is the truth that history records. Meanwhile, what did the Chinese Communist Party do? They preserved their strength, avoided major battles, and at times even attacked the nationalist forces themselves. Their priority was never to defeat the Japanese invader, but to expand their own influence. Reports from that period tell us that in Yan'an, the communists financed their activities by selling opium, even as the nationalists were struggling for national survival. And yet today, the CCP dares to claim the mantle of victory, rewriting history to suit their political ambitions. I must therefore say that it is a shame for Malaysia to lend legitimacy to such falsehoods. By attending this ceremony, our Prime Minister is endorsing a distortion of history. He is standing on a stage that erases the sacrifice of millions of Chinese nationalist soldiers and civilians who fought bravely against Japan. He is allowing Malaysia's good name to be associated with propaganda. As Malaysians, we know the meaning of sacrifice. We, too, fought against tyranny during the dark days of the emergency. We remember the blood shed by our security forces and the courage of our people who refused to bow to communism. How then can we, of all nations, pay tribute to a regime that has built its power not on sacrifice in war, but on lies and oppression? Communist China is attempting to recast itself as the hero of the world anti-fascist struggle. But let us never forget that the true defenders of China during those dark years were the men and women of the Republic of China, the nationalists under Chiang Kai-shek. To them, and not to the CCP, belongs the honor of resisting Japanese aggression. History cannot be rewritten, no matter how loudly Beijing proclaims it, and Malaysia must never become complicit in the erasure of truth. Yours sincerely, Tunku Abdul Rahman, former Prime Minister of Malaysia,